In this video, we are painting 10 house doors. To simplify and speed up the process, we use 2x4s as bracing to paint the doors vertically. The 2x4s are 10 feet long. We use 2 on the bottom and 1 on the top. Start by bracing 2 doors at the same time in the middle of the 2x4 base. I'm holding the doors while my husband screws a 2x4 board across the top center of the doors. We started with 1 screw in the top, but Jared added a second screw per door to add extra support. The screws must be long enough to go through the 2x4 and into the door far enough to hold it steady. Be careful to center the screws over the door's edge and don't accidentally go out the side of the door. Jared used his impact driver to put in the screws. This is faster than your ordinary drill, but it is much louder. I recommend having hearing protection when using an impact driver. We left a gap between the doors so that it'd be easier to paint the edges and give us more room. You don't want them too close together or you'll stick your butt on the wet door behind you when crouching down. Also, if you have long enough 2x4s and enough workspace, it helps to leave a big enough gap to scoot through for convenience. You can save some steps when reloading your roller. Before we set up the doors, I gave them a good wash with soapy water and used mineral spirits to remove some foreign debris. These doors were bought secondhand off of Facebook Marketplace and Kijiji, which saved us a lot of money. New doors are $120 a slab and $220 for pre-hung in our area. We paid, on average, $45 a door. I will explain some of the pitfalls of buying secondhand doors in the article linked below, and I'll show you a picture of one of the problems we ran into at the end of this video. The first 2 doors are pretty wobbly, but adding more doors to the row makes the structure more stable. As is our usual way of doing things, we thought we were done and then found 3 more doors hiding behind the closet and shower doors we had leaning off to the side. One of the doors fit into the existing setup, but we had to add a cross brace to put one of the doors between the 2 rows and lean one against the garage door. The cross brace added even more stability. The bottom of the doors are not secured, so be careful when rolling on the paint that you don't push on the bottom too hard. If you want to see more of our reno on a budget and learn how to refinish furniture, hit the subscribe button and don't forget to like this video. Check out my website and subscribe for exclusive access to the Bulletin Bites newsletter. There are links below to the tools you'll need for this project. When painting, we cut in with a brush where the 2x4 bracing touched the door. We used a large roller for the first coat to paint the flat area. Using a large roller was faster because the first coat takes more paint and small rollers don't hold that much. We back rolled the flat areas and rolled the panel edges with a small microfiber roller. We only used a small roller for the second and third coats. And FYI, these rollers say lint-free, but they are definitely not. We picked out as many lint nibs as possible, but there were still some left behind. We put 2 coats of paint on the first day and finished with a third on the second day. The first 2 coats took a gallon of trim paint. I used the base white for our trim instead of getting a custom tint. Once we finished the doors, I painted the door jamb and stop we bought to frame the 2 new doors we're installing in the basement. I laid the boards out on sawhorses. If you have more than this to paint, you can extend the sawhorse surfaces with longer 2x4s, but make sure you can reach the middle from each side. This setup is a great way to paint baseboards too. I had previously painted the inside of our front door a dark color that I never really liked. I decided to paint it white while we were painting. We will change this door once we get to that part of our renovation, but it looks much better now. We found 2 doors with oil-based paint, which beat it up when we applied water-based paint. We washed off the paint and then I primed them with a Zinsser oil-based primer to bridge between the 2 incompatible finishes. Once the doors dried, we brought in the 2 pantry doors and furnace room door and hung them up, installing the doorknobs. Check out the full article linked below on how we saved money on this project, plus details on what to look for when buying interior doors.